But the main reason I don't like to fly is I get really nervous anytime things don't go smoothly on the plane. We're on our approach into Chicago, and we start hitting some really heavy turbulence. And I'm looking out the window, and I see lightning in the clouds, and I'm really, really getting nervous. And suddenly I hear a voice behind me yell, "Oh no!" And I'm like, "Oh God, don't start a panic on the plane. Good God, that's all we need." Another minute later I hear, "Oh no!" And I'm like, "Oh no, my palms are getting sweaty, I just want the pilot to land the plane." Another minute later I hear, "Oh no!" And I'm like, "What the?" I turn around and the couple behind me is playing Uno. Now, I know there's a lot of flight restrictions already, but how about we ban Uno cards during lightning storm? Would that be okay? Whenever I have to fly alone, much like other men and maybe some women, I like to sit next to a beautiful woman on the plane. And this last flight I was on, I sat next to a woman, and she was beautiful in God's eyes. She was a nun, and although sitting next to her made me feel safe, I realized there wasn't going to be a whole lot that we were going to talk about. I could have confessed, but it was only a 2-hour flight, and I had to finish with what I started. So anyway, so I decided I'd catch up on my reading. I don't know if you're familiar with Janus Investments, but I invest in Janus. And so I figured I'd catch up on my reading. So when the pilot turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, I got my carry-on. I wrestled my copy of Janus Monthly out of the overstuffed carry-on, and I proceeded to read. And while I was reading, I noticed the nun look over at the magazine and then look at me. A little while later, she looked at the magazine and then looked at me. I thought she was going to ask me for some advice. And it wasn't until I put the magazine in the seat back pocket in front of me that I realized when I pulled it out of my carry-on, I'd ripped the J off the front cover. So for the last hour, this nun thought I was reading a copy of Janus Monthly. No wonder she didn't ask for any advice. That would have been awkward. But I do like to travel. I think it's neat, as you probably do, to travel to new areas and see what they have to offer. I do perform at the Laugh Factory in Long Beach quite a bit, so I go up to Long Beach a lot. And, Long Beach is, you can tell a lot about a city. It's a very welcoming area, if you know what I mean, accepting of all lifestyles, okay? And so I noticed that you can tell a lot about a city from the graffiti. The last time I was up there, I noticed somebody had spray painted a giant C in front of the Raw Stress for Less sign. And sales have really picked up there. So I'll explain that one to you. You know there was going to be a spelling bee. So anyway, but another thing I like about Long Beach, it's culture, artwork. When I was up there, I don't know if you've been to Long Beach, you've seen maybe the famous statue of the Lone Sailor that overlooks Long Beach Harbor, the Lone Sailor, which I think is kind of a redundant name, but so it overlooks Long Beach Harbor. While I was up there, I saw another statue, a statue of a horse with a rider on it. The horse had 2 legs in the air. A little bit of trivia for you. If you see a horse with a rider on it with 2 legs in the air, that indicates that the rider was killed in battle. And if you see a statue of a horse with a rider on it and the horse has 1 leg in the air, it means that the rider died as a result of wounds sustained in battle. And of course, if the horse has all 4 legs on the ground, it means the rider died of natural causes. Oh, and if you see a horse with all 4 legs in the air with a rider on it, you're probably on the merry-go-round. So anyway, but Long Beach, I don't know if you've been, they're certainly not impervious to economic difficulties that we've all faced. Maybe you've been following the story about the Queen Mary, the refurbishing project that's going on with the Queen Mary. Multi-million-dollar project that the city of Long Beach has come up short on funding for. Fortunately, a group of gay men have come forward and volunteered their services to complete the interior decorating portion of the ballrooms. And these guys are really going out of their way. They're bending over forward to make sure that they can make ends meet. Apparently all they're asking is that the name Queen Mary be changed to Queen Gary. Not sure if that's going to happen, but Long Beach is, they've started a proposal to repeal the don't ask, don't tell policy in the military. Their idea is to propose a policy that's don't tell, don't touch. And this new act called the Homophilia Act is will apparently allow gays to enter the military, but they won't be able to enter anyone in the military. See if that works. So follow the news on that one. As I said, Long Beach is a very accepting city. Recently they celebrated their 26th annual Gay and Lesbian Pride Parade. Very successful. They had 80,000 people showed up. I never thought of 80,000 as a funny number. Anyway, okay, so we can edit that too. We're keep playing it. But so they celebrated the 26th annual Gay and Lesbian Pride Parade downtown Long Beach. It was very popular. 80,000 people turned out to support the event. It would have only been 70,000 if it weren't for the U.S. Navy. But it's the largest event in Long Beach, second only. Coast Guard. Go Coast Guard? All right. But the Gay and Lesbian Pride Parade is the largest event in Long Beach, second only to the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach, in which Formula One race cars speed through the very same streets as the parade route. Now, there's no truth to the rumor that due to budget cuts, both events are going to be run simultaneously. But it would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? It'd be sort of like the running of the bull dykes.